Hello, welcome back, Box1 here, and today we're going to be looking at this set from 1982. It is a Fabuland LEGO set, and it is Patrick Parrot. A pretty cool LEGO Fabuland figure, and you can see this is my Patrick Parrot. He's missing a bit of yellow on the nose, but he's still a pretty cool figure. He comes with a little bike and a camera. So, let's look at the set, then we'll look at this actual packaging that it would come in, which does fold open. So I'll just show you the set first, then that. The figure that you get, of course, is Patrick Parrot, as I said earlier, and he's pretty simple. He comes with a camera, as I said, in light gray, and this is the old light gray, of course. It is quite a big piece. If you look at it, it is quite large. It doesn't have any connection points beside these bars. I don't believe this fits a stud. No, I don't think it does at all. It's a bit too large for that. But yeah, he can hold on to it with one or two hands and walk around on his bike, or ride around on his bike and take pictures. He has yellow legs, blue arms, and a red torso, and as I showed earlier, a pretty cool face print with that long beak coming out at the front. Very cool. The bike that he comes with is seen in a couple other Fabuland sets, but this one specifically actually has this little kind of like tool thing on the back, or just satchels, whatever you'd call that, some thing to carry some supplies and stuff like that, maybe for photography, or in this case, a wrench, which is actually a pretty cool piece. As you can see, it's a very big wrench. It is the Fabuland wrench, of course, also in light gray, and it just goes right through one of those holes. You could just take it out. In fact, I will show you how that looks. Pretty cool. And yeah, the bike, you can actually take this off if you don't want it on. I'll try and do that here. There you go. And you can see, it's simply just a LEGO Fabuland bike with the nice big wheels, which are only slightly dirty. Very cool. And this is what the full set looks like together with Patrick Parrot on his actual bike. And I think it looks pretty good for a Fabuland set. It's not a big car or anything, but it actually holds the figure pretty well, and he has all his supplies. He does have to hold the camera because it can't go in here, as I said. It doesn't have any other connection points. But even so, it's pretty cool. And he has a little stand here, which does help it stand up if it's on, like, flat ground, which unfortunately this isn't. But even on here, you can see he does stand up pretty well. And speaking of this is actually what we're going to get into next. This would be the packaging for the set. There'd actually be a plastic piece at the bottom here, which I'll show a picture on screen. And that would hold the figure in it. This is a pretty cool little thing. This has some story about the character, and also shows some other stuff or scenarios he can get himself into, which are pretty cool. That's a pretty cool one. It has a picture of him there. And, yeah, picture in a picture. Pretty cool. And this is the information, as you can see, 1982, and I'll just read this out for you. Patrick Parrot is the Fabuland newspaper photographer. When something interesting happens, he races to the scene on his scooter and snaps pictures. He carries a wrench for repairs. That kind of also gives you a story about why he has a wrench on his scooter as a photographer. But yeah, pretty cool. You can see that's what the front looks like. And then the back actually has a picture of a bunch of Fabuland stuff. Something I really like to collect, actually. You don't see them often. I think I've only seen two actual figures out just in public randomly, or I guess in thrift stores and stuff. You don't find it very often, but they're pretty cool. They're not very expensive either. Some of them can be, of course, but the majority of them are only a couple dollars per. Very cool. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed. I know it isn't a very big set, but it's a pretty cool one. I have a couple other Fabuland sets that I'm going to review. I actually reviewed them, I think, 1 or 2 years ago, and the videos were horrible. So I'm just basically redoing them. Plus, I like showing these off anyway, and I think this is a perfect thing to do. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you next time, where we will be looking at, I believe, the rabbit one. I forget what the exact name, or Clover Cow, actually, will be next. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed again. I shall see you next time. Goodbye.